Hello Aquarius, thank you for joining me here. This is gonna be your monthly reading for month of November, and this is gonna be the reading for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, or Cross Watcher, or if you feel like, if you come to this reading, then this is for you, whosoever you are. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing and watching my videos. This really means a lot. And if you have not yet, and if you like what I do, please do subscribe. In that way you can help the channel. Okay, without any further delay, let's get into this energy. I already got one card already. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Okay, you know what? Okay, I was thinking of taking it back because it felt like it came before time, but maybe it's for a reason. So when I was meditating on your energy, I don't know, I felt like this sense of some kind of, you are struggling with some kind of communication or some kind of self-expression. I don't know whether it's that the struggle comes externally, or is a struggle that you feel internally, that you want to express something, but some reason, even to yourself, you're expressing it differently, and then you realize this is not really, this is, kind of going back and forth on what exactly gives you a sense of purpose. Like I feel like this self-expression in the truest way, the most honest way you can know is your goal. And it could be in any kind of situation. It could be in a relationship, in a job, and not only job or career or relationship, not only it has to deal with some kind of external attributes, it can be just to yourself. And I feel like that's what the major energy that I'm getting, but it's obviously vague right now because there is no detail there. So that's why let's see what kind of cards comes out, and let's see how what it takes us. Like while I'm shuffling, maybe it came before time. Seriously, I did not even started shuffling, and this kind of fell on the table. And Knight of Wands, I feel like there is a certain kind of urgency, there is a certain kind of sense of immediacy, like you feel like something is like, and I don't think it's external, I feel like something you feel like needs to happen. Something needs to happen within yourself, and it doesn't have to make, obviously when there is a change within, gradually those change kind of affect the world outside of it. But I feel like right now your stage is like you are looking for, you are trying to be very honest with yourself. And Aquarius, you guys are extremely aware of your own position. I mean, my ascending in Aquarius, so I know how it feels like, and maybe that's why we are kind of called the rebel of the zodiac, because we know where our heart and soul and mind aligns, and sometimes it can differ from the standardized belief in the society or in a peer group or even in a family. But we are very much aware, we are a very aware sign, and I feel like that kind of urgency you are feeling right now, that there is a, maybe you feel like you are not in like, how can I explain? It's not that you are not aware, but you feel like you are not giving yourself enough time to be very honest with yourself. Because being honest with oneself, it sounds as easy as is like to say, but it's extremely hard to do, especially when because the moment you are truly honest with yourself, you tend to differ from others, because how everybody behaves similar, because they kind of project each other energy onto themselves and try to imitate that. But when you are extremely being yourself, it's kind of, because then we became odd man out kind of situation, and that sometimes prohibit us to be that kind of honest with ourselves and to others. But I feel like you are feeling, see, I'm sorry, Four of Swords in next to it. Four of Swords is extremely spiritual card. To me, I feel like, people, I mean, it's a sword, it's mind, but I feel like this card is actually go deep down to the spiritual level, using their mind, using their wise wisdom and senses both. So it's a very nice combination of masculine and feminine energy, when and I feel like that's where you are going in, and you feel this Knight of Wands kind of urgency and emergency kind of urgency, immediacy kind of energy that I'm getting in. It's not external, you are not showing, you are not trying to do something immediately, you are not rushing your external atmosphere. What you are trying to do here, you feel, you are not even trying to do here, you feel that there is urgency, there is immediacy to be honest with yourself about everything in your life, like really get, you just, I don't think you are deliberately doing it. It's not like that you wake up in the morning and you feel like, what, I'm gonna be honest to myself. I feel like it's kind of happening to you. That's why you feel this kind of sense of emergency and immediacy, because it's kind of happening to you rather than you are making it happen. And you want to be very, yeah, you want to be very, you want to see the truth in a very honest way without any kind of bias. I don't know what you are dealing with, Aquarius. It can vary from person to person, but whatever situation it is, I feel like you are in a position right now where you feel that you want to see the truth without being too much boggled by the emotional turmoil. You kind of want to see the truth, but it instead of asking others, asking the other party or whatever situation you are in, asking them to clarify that to you, you are clarifying, you are trying to clarify to yourself, by yourself, to yourself and by yourself. Yeah, Ten of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it felt like some 10 is also, like end of something. So it's kind of coming to an end. I feel like you have been thinking about it. I mean, this kind of gives you this sense of urgency and immediacy. It's kind of draining you out, and it's kind of coming to an end to it. I feel like you kind of found what you are looking for. If you are looking for what you really, what's your purpose lies, like, let me give you an example just to make it a little clear. I think you already got it, but like, let's say you move to a city, like let's say you move to New York City or LA or some kind of big kind of cosmopolitan city where things can feel quite overwhelmed, when you first move there without knowing what you want to do, how you're going to support yourself and all those kind of other different things. And then you figure out, and first you kind of you kind of go through what other people are doing, like let's say whatever industry you are in, you are kind of applying to all this kind of thing, jobs, popular jobs that other people do, because that kind of define a success road to like a standard path to success. And you kind of apply and all that, and you do all these jobs, but you can figure out you feel that it's not really for you, but initially you don't realize that it's not for you. Initially you self-doubt yourself, you feel like, oh my god, am I not worth of doing that? Why everybody can do it, I don't feel like doing it. I feel overwhelmed, I feel exhausted, I feel I'm being taken advantage of. Why I feel all this kind of feelings towards this? Other people are doing it, I want to do this, then why, what's going on? And then when the self-doubt starts lurks in, it kind of drains you out, because it's the constant mental energy that you put in. And then finally you took off from them, but it still lingers in your head about your self-esteem, about your self-worth. You doubting your own talent, own ability to make something happen. And then finally you are doing something completely different than your what you studied for, or what you thought that you'd be doing in this city, and you started doing something completely different. And you realize gradually that actually, you know what, now I'm kind of getting in line with what I actually want to do. What really matters, it's not about just the success or fame and money, but what really matters. I think that's what it is. You were kind of, this immediacy, this kind of urgency came into you to really provoke this kind of question. What really matters to you, Aquarius, in this month that you can set this out and loud, and then you can just go for it, then you can just follow that. And that way there will be certain kind of structure, and there will be certain kind of path, and it's not going to be so confusion based kind of atmosphere. So I feel like that's what 10 of Wands in reverse is saying, that it's like, I know it's a little different kind of reading, that I don't know, I feel it's a little internal. I mean, my readings are usually pretty internal reading, but I feel like this is extremely internal reading. So I think that's what the 10 of Wands is kind of coming to an end. It feels like something you kind of figured out. I feel like if finally you're starting to realize what really matters. It's not that you're running after success and all that. Even if you have done, I mean, there is nothing wrong in that, running after it, but I feel like you are realizing, if you realize that what really matters, it's gonna follow. Instead of you running after it, it's gonna follow you. I think that's the realization you are having with the 4 of Swords going inward. Anyway, let's see what's the next card. Bunch of, which I'm not gonna take because it won't come out. I'm murmuring to myself. I don't know whether you could hear or not. Aquarius. Another ending of duality. Like before, the example that I said, like why I cannot do it, other people are doing it, why I cannot do it. This is how the Pentacles is also, about the material, like security, material wealth, material success. Before you were like really juggling with this, really juggling with finding a balance, finding a really pin down what really matters to you, and you are like really juggling with this, like a self-doubt. See in the background there's like this kind of huge waves, and ships are kind of shaky and rocky. It's like that. But now in reverse, I feel like it's coming. I feel like there is all of a sudden, I don't know whether you really, I don't think you realize that how internally you are manifesting this kind of what really matters. I don't think you realize that. You have been manifesting that internally for quite a long, but recently you started feeling this urgency and immediacy. And it's kind of with this urgency feelings, everything that the doubts and that not knowing where you are going, kind of feeling lost, which is lost. Feeling lost is actually very good feelings from time to time. If you're not lost, you are never gonna find a new path. So it's nice to feeling lost, because now you finding this new path, finding what really matters, and all these doubts and all this kind of hesitation, confusion, all this kind of feel like just empty effort you are just putting in, all this kind of coming to an end. I can tell this reading gonna be very, very internal. I think it's all gonna be your state, how you are feeling internally, which is good. So this is the month, I think, by the end of the 2019, I'm in the future. I feel like this is nice that you are ending the year with such a deep feelings and deep energy, and spending with yourself and completely focusing on yourself, so that 2020, it's gonna be something very, it's gonna be very clear, kind of clarity based kind of year you're gonna start. So these two cards came in. Oh, okay. Actually, Fool was in reverse. So we got Two of Cups with the Fool. Fool in reverse. I feel like, can you see this part? Maybe I don't know how many cards I'm gonna pull. So, like Two of Cups and Fool in reverse. I feel like this is, you kind of figured out, in the month of November, you will feel like this knowledge, this realization of what does really matter to you, that gonna give you so much of calmness, feel like it's being just to yourself. I don't think it's about love to others or anything in this reading. I feel like this is, you are coming to an certain kind of, you are coming to an very fulfilling energy with yourself. It's like that. Like, let's say you are lost in the desert and you don't know which way to go, and you are kind of roaming round and round, and all of a sudden you got tired and you took a nap, and after you took a nap, all of a sudden you see that the road was there, just the sand dunes kind of covering that, did not let you see before, but now the sand dunes gone down and you see the road, and you see such a sense of relief, safety, security. You feel like you are back on track. You feel like your emotions are all stable, your mind is calm, you are not anxious, you are not paranoid. Those kind of equality, those kind of just feelings, those kind of emotional and mental balance you are gonna encounter when you find this, what really matters to you. It's not even the purpose, it's not this the big huge picture that you talk about, life purpose and all that. That's like too huge to handle. Seriously, it's like too huge to handle. Take a one step at a time, and right now your step is what really matters to you in this, at this point of your life. And that was kind of, because you are very spiritual sign also, you are like in Aquarius is the end of the zodiac. So the more we go up in the zodiac, the more evolved we are mentally, physically, and spiritually. So like you are like what really matters, because you are a human. Aquarius is also very, very, we want to do good for people, to do good for for the society and humanity in general. So what matters, it's things that matters to you. It's very important. Maybe it's a little kind of, you know, larger than life concept for others, but not for us at all. That's like a core driver for us. And when you find that, you are a very harmonic, you know, kind of relationship with yourself, and you feel like you don't have to be, you know, have to jump into something without knowing anything. You feel like that fool is like, you know, like taking risk, taking this letting the unknown come to you and take a control. You know, that's kind of full. Having a full faith is about faith, it's about trust. And you feel like right now you don't have to do that. Full in reverse, it's not like that you are not trusting your faith, but you are not taking this, you don't have to take this unknown, unseen a leap of faith, kind of jump up the cliff kind of energy, because this Four of Swords and the end of Ten of Wands and Two of Pentacles kind of gave you that kind of clarity, which you can trust yourself, you can have faith in you, but you don't have to be that fool, that unknown energy, not knowing but taking a risk anyway. That risk factor has been eliminated because you kind of figured out what really matters, because you really went in within and really asked all those questions. Whether you wanted to or not, it kind of came to you. If it has not happened yet, oh my god, trust me, when I was meditating on your energy, I saw this card like so many times. This is a communication, and that's why I said the communication, self-expression. I remember when I started this reading, and this came, finally it came. And because, you know, like communication not to others, communicating to yourself, like what is that, like communicating yourself with so much honesty, with so much, like cutting out all this embellishment, all this fabrication, all this kind of hulala kind of, you know, like energy. You are cutting to the chase. What does this matter? And you are going for your self-expression that is so true to yourself, that is so honest to yourself, that gives you this sense of, yeah, this is what I stand for, this is what I believe in. And it can be anything, Aquarius, it can be anything depending on who you are and in your any aspect. But you know, it doesn't matter which aspect it is, as long as the core is solid. It doesn't matter where we are. It could be any aspect of our life, but this is the core of it. The core of it, you are looking for this truest, honest kind of self-expression, and that's what is coming in November. Maybe you are gonna feel that early November, it's gonna be more of this kind of energy where you're still figuring out what matters. But the moment you figure that out, what really matters to you, and standing by with it, with the Two of Cups energy, with so much kind of groundedness and equality and justice feeling, and standing it, showing up for yourself, you're gonna see this kind of flow of expression, self-expression, that you could not have before. Because it's not that somebody suppressed you or something, it's that you did not make up your mind what really matters to you. The moment it gives you that, the moment you find that, it gives you this kind of sense of security and sense of kind of powerful vulnerability. Vulnerability is extremely powerful if we can have trust in our own feelings and senses, and not boggled by all this kind of logic and fact that kind of external world force onto us. And so there is like this kind of energy, like self-expression. You are gonna be, oh my god, when Aquarius express in their fullest, it's gonna be revolutionary. So I also feel, okay, now I'm getting this thing. If you are starting a new project, if you are starting a new relationship, starting your own creative project, whether it's writing, poetry, painting, you know, whatever you do, I feel like now the moment you're gonna get this, what matters, whatever you create after that is gonna be so honest and so unique. You are unique sign anyway. It's gonna be revolutionary. I really feel like that the people gonna be like awestruck, like, oh, I never thought of this perspective ever, never again, never before. And now, you know, you are gonna show them a different perspective. You are gonna show them, okay, you call the leaf is green, I'm gonna show you the leaf can be blue. You know, and people are, yeah, they're not saying, oh no, that's not true, that's not possible, because I think people are also opening up. People are also opening up to different perspective of same reality. I feel like the moment you're gonna find out the purpose of yours is gonna be, it's gonna be so, you're gonna feel so good, Aquarius. Not purpose, what matters to you, and at this moment it can change. Be fluid. And I don't have to tell you to be fluid because you are. So so at this moment what matters, when that hits you, you are gonna come up with this kind of the way you're gonna express things. You either in your relationship, either in your work, either in your day-to-day life, it's gonna be really refreshing for yourself and to others, the people around you. I'm getting 2 and 2 cards. Look at this. 5 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles in reverse and 6 of Pentacles. Again, it feels like, seriously, Aquarius, I don't know what's going on, but there is some kind of cosmic involvement here. I can totally feel it. I'm almost getting goosebump. Is I all of a sudden feeling this, that the moment you are gonna get to this, like what really matters to you, all this kind of feeling of lack, all this kind of feeling of like self-doubt, am I good for it? Okay, maybe people are gonna call me crazy, or maybe people are gonna think I'm just the weirdest girl or weirdest lady or man, woman, whatever, how you identify yourself on the block. It's all these things gonna evaporate. They are not gonna be. You're gonna feel so clean. It's like a clean, oh my god, clean, super freaking blue sky you're gonna feel inside. I know, because it's gonna feel like, seriously, that it's just something handed to you. It's not gonna feel like you earned it, even though it's clearly you did. If you follow the reading, you did your work, that's why you're feeling. But that feeling's gonna be so crisp and clean. You're gonna feel like almost something just happened to you, something great miracle just happened to you. All of a sudden, all the doors that were blocked before of your communication, I'm getting this word, communication. It has to do something with your communication. Maybe you are gonna communicate your idea with others, and it could be anything, whether through any kind of work you do or any kind of, I don't know what you do, but whatever you do, you are gonna convey whatever you feel inside, truly, honestly, with a person or with a group of people or with the larger world. There gonna be an outer flow of your communication, and that communication brings you, it gonna feel like just something, just miracle just happened to you, even though it's not a miracle at all. You did all the work. Don't give away your you did your work. Yeah, so you deserve this. Yes, I'm a little conscious of using the word deserve. That's a whole another topic of discussion, but anyway, so I feel like you did your work, so it's gonna feel like that. It's gonna feel, oh my god, Aquarius, I don't know, I'm so happy. Hold on, I need to change the battery. I'll be back. Let's see what else we can have for this. I think this is pretty much it, but cards are flying out for you because it's gonna be amazing month. Now the end of 2019, it's gonna be mind-blowing for you. If you figure out, once you figure out what really matters, everything gonna fall. Yeah, so this, you're gonna feel that kind of bliss. You're gonna feel that something coming to you and all these things, and you're gonna think about like how much hurdle. Maybe it may, okay, I'm getting another message right now. It may feel like when you're gonna feel all these things, that finally all these doors are open, and it's all about flow. Now you can flow with your communications like never before. It may sometimes, before it's actually started flow organically, you may think like, oh, I need to put so much effort because I need to do this new thing, I need to reach out to people differently, I need to make them understand why I am telling something differently, why I'm communicating differently, why I'm coming across differently, I need to communicate with them so that they can understand. You might feel that kind of things, but trust me, I am getting this. You don't have to do anything. Everything gonna happen organically. All you have to do is just to focus on what really matters and be expressive about it, both to yourself and to others. No holding back. Be honest, be 100% honest, even if that, maybe that's why you will be a little freaked out. Maybe you will feel like, oh, people gonna say I'm really weird, and then I need to make them understand where I'm coming from, and that's gonna take so much of energy and work and all those kind of seven of wands kind of, it gonna feel like a little laborious, all these things. Am I really this for it and all that? But I don't think you need to worry about at all. It's all gonna come organically. See, you don't have to guard your thing. There is no guarding, there is no effort. Seriously, I know it's gonna sound like free meal, but it's not a free meal. It's not a free meal. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are gonna do in terms of finding what matters, that's your major work. Once you've done that, you don't have to you don't have to guard your ego, you don't have to guard your opinion, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to clarify to anything, you don't have to feel like cumbersome energy, taxing energy, like like too much effort to make other people understand where you're coming from. Nothing. You don't have to do anything, because King of Swords is on top of it. You are just sitting on your truth, and please communicate. This month is, I'm not, because for organizational purpose I need to do like month or date, otherwise you feel like for eternity. But to be honest, energies are like that. It's not like it doesn't come like in a chunk of compartmental organization. But what happened is King of Swords is on top of it. King of Swords is just saying that doesn't matter. You don't have to guard all these things. You don't have to feel like you have to convince other people your idea. Just stand by your idea. Just always remember that what really matters to you at this point of your life, and stand by it and communicate it. Communicate. Do not hold back. King of Swords is another card of communication. This is another card of communication. I feel like there is this. Do not hold back, Aquarius. Do not hold back. Do not think about how you have to justify others, make them understand. Let them understand on their own pace. You just do your own work. Just do you. People will understand no matter how much you force them. Nobody understands before their time. If they have to mature themselves in order to understand. They have to understand that there are other perspectives exist in the world in order to understand differences. So let them do their own work. Let them go through their own life, own work. All we can do is setting up our life so that people can see, instead of us feeding them what's right and wrong. We cannot do that. Let them decide what's right and wrong. Let them decide what what your work, whether it's you are putting out your communication through your artistic work or through your creative project, through your any kind of work you do, let them come across to that work and let them moved by the work. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to protect your thing. Just be grounded with your truth, be communicative, and please remind yourself what matters to you at this moment. This is a very, very internal spiritual reading, so I think I'm just gonna stop it here, and hope you get something out of it, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.